Yeah.
Learn and live in love.
Learn, live in love.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let's talk about real life, everyday situations.
Everyday situation.
We come to build up our brothers.
Alpha
And
men.
real life relationships.
Let's come
Come together and take a stand in our household. Welcome to the Backbone Show. Yeah.
We welcome you
Welcome to the Backbone Show.
to the Backbone Show.
Oh.
Let's go.
What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Friday, or Thursday, actually. Getting ready for Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, it's a late night edition. I had a couple things I was doing earlier today, and I'm excited to be here. I thank you so much for joining me. Whether you're watching this live, whether you watch this on a replay, I appreciate your patience with me, and I appreciate you being here with me. Listen, this thing is tough. YouTube is not the easiest thing in the world. I enjoy doing it as a hobby for myself. I just want to address something very quickly while people are coming in. And if you're coming in, hit the like button for me if you don't mind. Share this with somebody. You see the bottom of the screen here. Obey what you see there. Hit the like button, share it with somebody. And also there's a link that anybody can call in to give any opinion, because this is a topic everyone should have something to say about it. It's not a popular opinion that I have, but honestly, we're just going to have an honest conversation. But I want to say this real quick. I appreciate every last person that supports me. Every last person that supports me. I do this right now for a hobby. You may see me doing a lot of videos, but honestly, it's 100% a hobby and something I enjoy doing. I ain't making no money off of this right now. I'm being honest. I'm working my way towards that, but I'm not making money off of it right now, which is not a problem because I'm not complaining. But I do want to ask this to the people who come to me asking, and it's not just one person, it's a lot of people. So please don't take offense to what I'm about to say, because I'm saying this with love. For the people who ask me, when I'm going to do a video or how often I'm going to do videos, or they ready for me to do one, I appreciate that support. And ultimately, it's my job to promote what I do here. Ultimately, it's my position and my job to promote myself and get the word out and make myself go to the next level if there's another level to go to. However, majority of businesses they grow based on word of mouth. So I can't build what we're doing here and what I'm doing here, Backbone, and with this particular program and show I'm trying to build. I can't do this without your support. So if you can, hit the like button. If you can, share with somebody. Every time you think about when Mel going to do another show, share it with somebody. Because if I'm somebody you like and somebody you support, just like you like your favorite show, what you do with that? You share it with somebody. You be excited to tell somebody. Most times nobody go watch it. I'm going to be honest. Every time somebody tell me a new show to go watch, I'm like, oh man, it sounds good. That sounds real good. I'm going to go check that out. I never go watch. But ultimately, if I'm excited about something, I can't wait to tell somebody. So do me a huge favor. Like I said, I appreciate the support, everyone that gives me. But when you consistently ask when the next program, think about when have you shared something of mine? When have you told somebody else about what I'm doing here? But we got a topic today, guys. And as we know, the culture in America as a whole just going crazy. Going super crazy over, let's just be real, racial tension. Let's just be real. That's what it is. Racial tension, supposed racial tension. And everyone's talking about it. Everyone that has any type of voice is talking about it, whether it's the right voice, the wrong voice. And I try not to talk too much about politics anymore because it's really, you don't get anywhere. I'd rather talk to people who want to get somewhere, who want to have an educated conversation, want to get to resolutions if there is a possible resolution to get to. But more than anything, I want to talk to people who really are educated about stuff, who choose to find facts. And I think that's why you're watching me right now, because I am somebody who lean more towards facts than my feelings. That's what I try to do more often than not. So I want to go along a little journey, guys, because as you see on the picture, on the profile and the cover, and also the title, Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, has been coming out talking about the George Floyd death and the Derrick Chauvin trial. And I knew it was dangerous from the beginning, but the rhetoric that she's been saying and the stances that she's been taking is extremely dangerous. But I just want to take you guys quickly in a day of history that will never be forgotten. Okay? I haven't hid my whole life. I mean, the last 4 years and 5 years, we should say, I haven't hid that I'm a Trump supporter. If that make you want to stop being my subscriber, if that make you want to stop following me, something wrong with you. We should be able to have difference of opinions, even if you don't like the same person. I haven't hid the fact that I am a Trump supporter, and not because of everything he says, but the actual policies that he represent and push through. But when I say I don't support everything he says, it's because of this. Donald Trump, as much as I love his bravado, at times I firmly disagree with the fact that he would not be diplomatic at times where he could calm down the country. You know, he would incite people at times when he would say things where it really wasn't the appropriate time to say it. As much as I love the guy, it wasn't the appropriate time to say it. The first time I can think of that was when the looting started with the George Floyd in Minneapolis. And he would say, when they get the looting, people get the shooting. I knew what he meant, meaning people would be protecting their property. So that's why he don't want people to loot. But the message will get lost for people who already don't like you. And something can be said, why worry about people who don't like you? They're not going to like you either way it goes. But also, if you know you are the president, it's at times important for you to bring everybody as one in a moment like that, where there's so much division. It's time to bring everybody at once. So I didn't agree with everything Trump did during his presidency. And because I am a Trump supporter, I want to show you guys a little bit of the speech that he gave on January 6th that people are saying that led to the riot or to the protest or whatever you want to call it, what happened at the Capitol. Now, what I'm about to show you guys here is from somebody who does not support Trump. And what I want to do throughout this video, if you stick with me, is present something to you and allow you to make the decision for yourself. I'm going to present information to you and you just make your own decision. This is not me coming to you saying this is what you should think. I'm going to present information to you and you make the decision for yourself how you receive it. Hit me in the comments section. Matter of fact, let me take these comments out. Yes, hit me in the comment section. You can do it now if you watch on the replay, or like I said, there is a link in the description section of this video if you brave enough to call in. So let's start with the video. We're gonna start with this video here. Like I said, this is somebody who made a negative commentary about Trump. So this is how much I'm trying to be unbiased about this conversation. So let's watch this. Fair use. I do not want to get flagged, but if I do, it's worth it. Let's take a look.
Let's have trial by combat. Oh, the land of the free.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
He said we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave men and women, the congressmen and congresswomen. Cheer on. Dion, what's going on? Welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you for joining us. Said we're going to cheer on. Let's keep going. Now, this is the actual Capitol right here inside the Congress little hall meeting thing they have. I don't know what the name of it. Sorry. The house, I guess. They're entering inside the Capitol now.
We'll pause.
Protesters are in the building.
Thank you.
There wasn't anything to say.
They want us down.
Still a curfew. So, being unbiased, I'm not trying to lean you any way or another. Anybody who's watching this, you guys tell me if you would like in the comment section right now, what do you see there for yourself? Did you see Trump leading people to a riot? Did you see rioters and people in danger? And again, this was a video presented by a network that does not support Trump. They as you saw in the commentary and when they were writing, they was talking about what led Trump to do what he did, or what let those protesters do what they did. They blame Trump for it. But from what you guys saw, do you believe Trump did that? Do you believe it was a bad riot? Do you believe it was an insurrection, as they call it? I mean, you guys be honest with me. You tell me what you think. But I'm going to move on because the question of this video is, do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the hypocrisy? Because what's going on right now, as we know, Maxine Waters clearly, along with Nancy Pelosi and so many other Democrats and Republicans, went after Trump head, basically. It was a witch hunt after him to not only get him impeached with days left in his presidency, but also they tried to take money from this man. They tried to destroy his life based on the words he did to incite that particular protest. A lot of you may be aware, but some of you may not know. Maxine Waters is basically doing the same thing. I'm sorry. She's doing the exact same thing. Let's take a look at this story.
Tensions are high in the US state of Minnesota following the police shooting of Dante Wright. More than 100 protesters have been arrested. Journalists say they have been assaulted. It's a volatile situation. Elsewhere in the US, there's been violent riots, looting, arson, as far-left agitators attack businesses and police stations. So,
Dante Wright, the young man that recently got killed by a police officer, you know the story. I'm not here to talk about cases today. I'm not here to talk about these situations. I just want to present you guys this information, let you guys make the choices for yourself on what exactly is going on. Is this hypocrisy? That's the question of the day. Let's go forward.
Enter Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Here's what she had to say to protesters. She told them to get more confrontational.
What happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
I didn't hear you.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
Unbelievable. This is the same Maxine
Well, I'm going to let her finish here.
Waters who savaged Donald Trump, accusing him of inciting the January 6 riots. Waters' reckless comments are tantamount to incitement. She has formed for this type of dangerous rhetoric, and yet the bulk of the US media give her a pass. Tensions are...
Now, the thing is, guys, the point of this whole video is to show you that obviously what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. Because something is going on, something is going wrong in these people's head that they can say the same thing on one side and Donald Trump has to be impeached. Now, you would think Maxine Waters it has to be the first thing she ever said. I mean, this cannot be a repeated issue with her. Matter of fact, this is so bad, what she just did here, that now the judge in the Derrick Chauvin case has said if they were to appeal based on this, they have amazing potential to get this off. And from her comments here, guys, it's alleged. Somebody said, and I read it myself. I read an article saying this, but I haven't seen the video of this, that cops and also I'm sorry, I can't remember. State troopers were targeted upon. It was a drive-by shooting, and they were targeted at based on her comments. So she really is ruining this Derrick Chauvin, because I'm not somebody who say Derrick Chauvin shouldn't go to prison, but his sentence could potentially be lessened based on what she's saying. And the judge from the beginning asked politicians to stay out of this case. Vera said Trump and Maxine did the same thing. I appreciate your honesty. I really do. It's the same thing. And you would think maybe this is her first time, as I mentioned. No, this lady's been doing this. Let's take a look at another example.
Play some sound from a recent LGBT event that you were at that has drawn a lot of criticism. Let's listen to it.
Wow, what a moving evening this is. I am sitting here listening, watching, absorbing, thinking about Ali, even though I never met him, and with this kind of inspiration.
First of all, y'all just hear what she just said. I'm sorry, like, think about this, guys. What liberals and social justice warriors do more than anybody is take up plights for other people, and they really only doing this to get votes. She just said, I don't know this guy Ali. Some kind of guy probably died or something like that at an LGBT event, but she's showing up here to give a speech as if she represents the LGBT community as well. They will take on any plights of any victims, quote unquote victims, or whatever the narrative needs to be, just to compel people to vote for them. That's really all this is. This lady's been in office, I believe the last 40 to 50 years in the same office. And we keep voting for this same person, and she getting rich off of us. Yes, Marcus. Yes, 100%. We need term limits. It makes no sense that a woman like this, no matter how, if she was on the left or the right, it makes no sense that a woman her 80s, and she's going to firmly let you know how old she is here in a minute, that can still be up here representing one of the most dangerous counties and cities in the world, in districts. You're right. That's exactly what I'm getting to, Marcus. It hasn't upgraded or changed whatsoever because of her. Mind you, she living in $1 million home and going to Minneapolis when that's not even her district. That's not even her state. What is a congresswoman of Los Angeles or California doing in Minneapolis? Has nothing to do with her. But it's all to pander to people that are less than and to keep you thinking that you're less than. I'm sorry. I have to let go of my non-biased statement for just a second to let you know what these people are doing. Now, she's been accused of saying something horrible. Let's hear the horrible thing she says.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Those words have been interpreted as an attempt on the president's life.
Oh,
how did you intend them?
That's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody believes that a 79-year-old grandmother who is a congresswoman and who has been in Congress and in politics for all of these years talking about doing any harm. The only harm that I may be doing to the president is I want him impeached. And those people who are so opposed to my leadership on impeachment are organizing the right wing, the white nationalists, the KKK. They've organized an effort to try and, of course, defeat me in my election coming up and to discredit me. Everybody knows that I'm on the front lines, not talking about any physical harm to anybody, but I am talking about impeachment, and I'm not going to stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to wake up. Anybody that stand for this, listen to what she just said, y'all. She playing on y'all mental game to let you know anybody with a brain should not believe this. Basically, she's telling you too stupid to hear what you just heard. That's basically what she's trying to tell you. And at the end of the day, she knows she got people in the palm of her hand. She can say anything, they gonna believe it. And I used to be that way. I promise you, I used to be that way. I'm not telling you to not support Maxine Waters. I'm saying just think for yourself. These people will tell you anything to keep you in your situation. The last thing Maxine Waters wants is for racism to end. The last thing Al Sharpton want, Jesse Jackson want, is for racism to end. What's the guy name? The white guy I was talking about black stuff. Got his name. The last thing he want. Sorry, y'all, my light went out. That crazy. Give me 1 second. There we go. Sorry about that. The last thing they want is for racism to end. The last thing they want is for an issue that gets them paid on a nonstop basis to end. It's all about money and it's all about votes. They will never tell the truth about what's going on. Marcus says, you're going to believe me or on my lying eyes, ears, and eyes. Exactly. She don't want you to believe what you heard. Because at the end of the day, that was an attempt. I said I wasn't going to bring this up, but it leads me right to it. It's just like what LeBron James just did. Now, he just deleted his tweet regarding the 15, 16-year-old girl that got killed. When he posted a picture of the cop that killed her and said, "You're next." Now, I have to be honest. The first time I saw that picture of the tweet, first thing came to my mind, maybe he's referring to Derrick Chauvin just got a sentence of guilty, so you're going to be guilty. That's how I interpret it. But then I start hearing politicians and other people talk about it. That can easily be misconstrued as you killed her. Now we're about to come kill you. You're next for that. So I'm telling you that it easily can be misconstrued, easily can be misinterpreted, and he didn't clear it up. So, Maxine, you want us to believe what you're saying or what we saw and heard. So at the end of the day, she did this, she said this, and she had to be held accountable, but she has not. But you say that's maybe the last thing she said. No, it went forward.
We can't protect the children. We can't protect anybody. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Representative Maxine Waters told people at a rally to stand up against Trump's administration.
The people are going to turn on them. They're going to protest. They're going to absolutely harass them until they decide that they're going to tell the president, no, I can't hang with you.
Not in D.C. Not in the U.S. Not in D.C.
On June 19, protesters heckled Homeland Security, whatever her name is, at a Mexican restaurant.
Not in the U.S. Not in D.C. Not in the U.S.
Our issue is strong borders, no crime. Their issue is open borders. Let MS-13 all over our country. That's what's going to happen if you listen to them.
Guys, I'm not telling you to be a Trump supporter. I'm not telling you to be a Biden hater. I'm not telling you to hate Maxine Waters. I'm not telling you any of that. I'm just asking you, what is the freaking difference of what she said and what he said? That's all I'm asking. And it was a witch hunt from the moment he was inaugurated, led by this lady. From the day one, she said she wanted to impeach him. On what grounds? The same ground she just said in the video before this. It's like they have a playbook. Like they have the same playbook and they read off that playbook anytime they get pushed. Anytime any pushback is on them, they blame it on white supremacy, racism, KKK. When the last time you seen the freaking KKK? Somebody tell me the last time we seen the KKK. Oh, they in suits now. They in robes behind the bench now. Oh yeah. Okay. If they are, why are we still talking about it? Because there's no proof of that. What I'm trying to tell you guys is stop being blinded and don't turn deaf ears and I mean, just use your own brain. God gave us his brain for a reason. Just take in all information. Let LeBron James mistake tweet that he did. Let that be an example for us all. Because we all need to take in all the information, meaning don't just take a 8-minute, 10-minute video and make your conclusion. I understand video is great evidence, but oftentimes that record button will get pushed until after the initial action. For every reaction, there's an action. Every action, there's a reaction. So we know something had to happen before that. So let's be sure we get all the evidence of everything before we send out our opinion to the world. Before we go to the barbecue and argue with somebody about what's wrong and what's right, let's get the full facts. Because at the end of the day, if you rely on politicians to lead your mind, they're going to lead you to whatever side they want. That's why I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a conservative male, which you can be whatever you want. But pick it because that's what you believe and it goes with your core values. Not because somebody's telling you to. I can go through all the history that you want and tell you why this part is better for you, this part is better for you. But at the end of the day, they want you. They want me. They want our vote. So they're going to say anything that it takes to get that. So this is all about. It has nothing to do with truth. It has nothing to do with facts. It's all about somebody trying to lead people in a direction that keeps them subservient to them. It's too many people that are slaved to their own beliefs. And your beliefs are toxic based on what you have been shown. Because I was there. I left the Democratic plantation, as we call it, about 3 or 4 years ago. Being able to look at things for myself and understand, man, I've been lied to. My whole life I've been supporting these people blindly just because they look like me. Just because they come out and give us water in the neighborhood. Just because they give us a handout here and there. But at the end of the day, life is all about what you put in it. So I'd rather support somebody who tell me, hey man, I don't give a care about you. Don't worry about me. Live your life. I ain't gonna mess with yours. Don't mess with mine. God love you. God love me. Bye. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what America is all about. But the best thing about social justice warriors, and that's another thing LeBron taught us yesterday, they often get hung by their own rope. I say that just like the scripture says, judge not lest you be judged. Now, we get that confused with Tupac. You know, Tupac said, only God can judge me. That ain't what the Bible says. The Bible says, judge not lest you be judged with the same measure of judgment. So oftentimes social justice warriors will condemn, and then they end up having to face the music because they themselves are being hypocritical. So you're getting judged with the same measure. That's why it brings me so much freaking joy that LeBron is getting pressured right now. I love everything about LeBron James as a basketball player, even though Kobe is my favorite player of all time. Shout out to my boy. As a basketball player, LeBron top 5. As a husband, I don't care if he cheated on his wife or not, that's alleged. I don't care what he's doing. But at the end of the day, LeBron shows a good image of a father, a good image of a husband. He shows that. I'm proud of him for that. But what he's doing with social justice is bogus. Marcus says, I don't need a government handout. I need the government to get the hell out of my way. Social justice warriors always paint themselves in the corner. That's so true, man. I'm for less government as possible. I'm for less government as possible. I don't want the government ruling anything in my life. I don't understand why we continue to say this group of people are evil. Just hear this logic. We say this group of people are evil. Inevitably, I mean, just innate evil by nature. We go as far as calling them the white devil. Got white supremacy, white devils, KKK, all the stuff that Maxine Waters just pointed out. But yet, we stand at their mercy, begging them for deliverance, begging them for all of our needs. Think about when George Floyd died. We spent 6 to 9 months telling white people we need y'all to say this, forcing our white friends to say certain things. Why? Yeah, I'm super disappointed in the white people that got involved with it, but black people, we'll get too satisfied with the minimum that they give us. I ain't gonna say us, y'all, because I ain't participating in this stuff. But the minimum that they give y'all, you think a company donating, several millions of dollars to an organization, you think that hurt them? That's a tax write-off. That's straight up a tax write-off. I mean, they gonna get that back instantly. What they do is give y'all a little bit, just enough to make you feel like you really winning something. Marcus says blacks claim to disrupt the government, yet they vote at 90 to 95% clip for bigger government and more government overreach. That's my major conundrum. I'm sorry, I can't read tonight. So true, man. So true. And we've been doing it, since Lyndon B. Johnson, and that was his ultimate plan. For anybody who don't know, Lyndon B. Johnson knew that he would have black people voting Democrat for the next 200 years. That ain't the word he used. He used that great nigger word. He said, if we pass the Jim Crow laws, we get this stuff wiped out like JFK wanted to do when JFK got killed. LBJ took over. And LBJ knew that black people were such a monolith. We were such a monolith at that time and still is, that he can give us some small thing, going back to what I just said, give us some small thing and we will vote for them forever. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And that, to this day, Lyndon B. Johnson's next election, after he finished JFK's term, the next election, Lyndon B. Johnson won, and still to this day is the biggest landslide victory ever. Because the black people had a right to vote. Or black people switched our vote to Democrat at that time. So at the fact of the matter is, man, we continue to get these small things and believe and have these same people leading us. Black people are people that feel the need to have leaders. Great society, Marcus. That's right. Welfare system, destruction of the nuclear black family. You're so true, man. And we say that, everybody's saying it now. Everybody kind of acknowledges that's the truth. But no one is changing. I ain't gonna say no one. Black people are waking up, and I'm happy to hear that. Black people are waking up, having an awakening. And I'm happy to hear that. But at the end of the day, people like Maxine Waters has to be called out. And I'm glad this is happening. She's being hung by her own rope. If Derrick Chauvin gets off or gets less years, would that be the thing that impeaches Maxine Waters? Or they still going to blame racism? They still going to blame white supremacy? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I've never understood white supremacy. I don't believe anyone's supreme to me. But at the end of the day, that's just another excuse that black people have, and anybody has, that says that when before the Jim Crow laws were ended, before the Great Society, during slavery, after slavery, black people were the epitome of greatness. Black people were the representation. The reason they broke up our families because they, in my opinion, they were envious of us because we were getting married. We was having babies in wedlock at 80% clip. They were envious. White people and everybody else were envious of the black community. So that's exactly why they had to break us up. But we can hang on to history all day long. That is not who we are today. We got everything we need to survive, everything we need to succeed. I'm not going to preach that narrative of the history is all we got. And if they would never did this, we would never did this. And that's the reason we are where we are today. We can go all down the line about what the reason is. What's the solution? Do you. The solution is within you. I'm not the type of person to say, man, we need somebody like MLK back, Malcolm X. You know, we need these people back. We don't. That's our problem. We ain't got no Malcolm X these days. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King are rolling over in their grave. All of our ancestors, all of our people that came before us that laid the groundwork, they're rolling over their graves because we're doing the same bull crap that they did and expecting to get different results. Yeah, I said it. Black people are the definition of insanity. We're doing the same thing, expecting to get different results. You ask me, you tell me, which one of these things were more effective? Because you can say what you want about what happened at the Capitol. They did right. In my opinion, I wouldn't have done that, but I'm saying what they did was the way that America was formed from the beginning. You take your problem to the root of the problem. What's going to happen when you bust the window of a Target? What's going to happen when you bust the window of a Family Dollar? They're going to put that window back up and sell you them same products. But going to the Capitol, and if the world wasn't the way it was, there really would have been a change. If America wasn't the way, the climate of it right now, everybody was anybody but Trump. If it was for another issue, they would have got what they wanted that day. The Trump supporters would have got what they wanted that day. And it would be whatever result they were looking for, they would have had. Because that is the real way that you protest. You take it to the people who the issue is. All right. So there is a link in the comment section. I see no one has called so far, but yeah, Marcus says, be the change you want to see. I'm a father and a husband and very proud of it. The nuclear family is what I missed out on. My daughter won't be a statistic. That's awesome, man. I salute you, brother, for sure. I very much so salute you. I salute LeBron James for that. You know, see what I'm saying? I can look at things the way it is. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person by no means. I know that's like a cop-out statement to say. But I really mean that. I know I ain't nothing. But I'm able to look at both sides and call out right and call out wrong. And I think the world we can benefit from that if we all were able to be. Just because I like somebody don't mean everything they do right. Just because I hate somebody or don't like them don't mean everything they do is wrong. We know that's the way we should look at life, but nobody's doing it. But that's amazing, man. That's what it's all about. And you got to look at if you want to decide, if you in between and want to know which side should I choose? Which side should I choose? Look at which side is talking about love. Look at which side is talking about family. The core, how were you raised? How were you raised? How did your parents raise you? Were you raised in a Christian home? I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm saying, What side is talking about bringing people together? What side is talking about separating people? Because there's a reason, guys. There's a reason why America is the greatest country in the world. It's a reason why there's no other Americas out there. I mean, technically, it's South and North America. I'm saying there's no other America. There's no other country that's functioning the way America functions. The reason is because what we do cannot be duplicated, because it's a land of opportunity. It's also the land of somebody wins, somebody loses. So you want to be on that winning side. But this was formed based on a Christian nation. And you got to look out for those people who are talking about, I'm spiritual. Most people talking about they spiritual, they atheists. They devoid of God. Or maybe not even believing in God. But they want to tear down everything this country was built on and tell you wrong if you still believe in those core values. So I challenge you, just whenever you face with a situation, look at which side. Don't question what you believe. Don't question what you've been taught. Train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're older, they will not depart from it. So don't question what you were taught. If someone trying to get you to believe, we need to do the right thing, we need to do what's right, we need to all come together and do this because I believe that's right. No. People who always talking about this is the right thing to do, ask them this question. What is your line of demarcation? Where do you determine, where is it that it determines what's right and wrong for you? Because you telling me this is right based on what? You don't believe in God. So if you don't believe in God, how can you tell me what's right and what's wrong? Another thing you can look at when he's talking about what's right and what's wrong, or which side you should be on with a situation, which side is talking about life and keeping life flowing, which side is talking about death and stopping the flow of life. What does the enemy come to do? I ain't trying to preach, but what does the enemy come to do? Steal, kill, destroy. You think about one side, they always talking about things that stop the flow of life. God gave one commandment to Adam and Eve. Be fruitful, or not one, but he gave a commandment to Adam and Eve, be fruitful and multiply. So as a Christian nation, how can we be on the side that's stopping the flow of life? I'm not giving a complete stance about these issues, but think about it. Abortion, homosexuality, transgenders. Those are just three main issues. How can those individuals have children? We know abortion, they try not to. But those last two, how can they have children? Even if they adopt, that's still two people in this world that's not having children. It's stopping the flow of life. That's how you can start just making your own decisions in life. Start thinking about things and what is my core beliefs? And is this side representing what I truly believe? And then be open to what somebody else believe, but that don't mean I have to be forced to believe it. That's all I'm saying, guys. And I don't know how people take in their information. That's one of the first questions I ask people. How do you take in your information? Because as you even saw with the part I showed about Trump, even the side I showed about Maxine Waters, there was no complete video shown. We didn't hear their full speeches. So even the Maxine Waters could have been taken out of context, but she kind of hung herself on that. Things can be easily taken out of context with just a small clip. So how are you taking in your information? Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff is great, but are we really getting full context from those things? Don't be so quick to be first on issues. Let's be correct. I didn't say something breaking right there. It's something we say all the time. But, man, guys, if you receive anything from this video, make sure you hit the like button. Share this with somebody, if you will. I appreciate everybody for joining me. I'm trying to be less sporadic with my stuff, but like I said, this is a hobby. And I appreciate everyone who watches, who supports. I have the ultimate job to promote myself and get my name out there, or however big it's supposed to be. I don't care if I never get mainstream. That's not my goal, but I ain't doing this for free. I ain't doing this. I ain't trying to do this for free forever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man. Everything I do has to be productive and bring me income. So, but yeah, I have the ultimate responsibility. But if you enjoy my content, feel free. You don't have to ask my permission. Go ahead and share it. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Thank you for being up late with me tonight, especially those who may be on the East Coast. For those who watch on the playback, please enjoy. Hit me in the comment section. Everybody have a wonderful night. And as always, let's grow. Peace.